And now, one of the best coaches in the country, if not the best, at drawing up baseline out of bounds plays and really coming out of timeouts. Jon Scheyer has 2 seconds to work with this 5-point lead. They're going to inbound underneath their own basket on the right baseline as we see things across on the team benches, left side of the hoop. And we'll see what they draw up. A slap of the basketball. Looking, waiting, looking to the left. It's Evans in the corner. And he hits a three! Cold-blooded Isaiah Evans, and the lead is 8. And Jon Scheyer's done it again.
I certainly don't take for granted, being 10-0. I mean, this has only happened a handful of times since I've been here, and then you add on top of it our schedule that we've played, and so that's really good. I think the hardest thing to do is to be able to learn through winning, and winning can make you soft. Winning can make you now look at your weaknesses as strongly as you do after a loss. And so obviously, handling adversity is important in responding to that and responding after losses. But I think the true maturity in a winner's mindset, the ability to win and to learn from it and to have the humility to understand how much better you have to be and how fragile these games are, is something this team has been able to do so far. We've definitely learned a lot about our team. This has been an unusual 10-game stretch. The fact that we've played not just the caliber of opponent, but also we play these games away from home, excluding one of those games. And 10 games in, I think we've learned a lot about our team. I think we've showed incredible toughness, especially when it matters most down the stretch. And I still don't feel like we've scratched the surface of who we can be and how consistently we can play for a 40-minute game. So for us, we're excited. We're pleased with how these first 10 games have gone. At the same time, we know there's still so much more there, and we have to make sure we keep getting better as the season progresses. The expectation was there was going to be a grind, and the reality is it was a grind. And the thing that pleasantly surprised me, though, was how our players were able to turn the page from game to game to be ready for the competitive spirit that you have to have. And that's what I was most impressed with, maybe surprised even. But the fact that we knew it was going to be a grind, it was the travel, the environments, it was everything we could ask for.
I feel like this non-conference schedule has been just really important to us. Obviously, getting as many quad wins as we can to build our seed for March Madness is important. Also, just playing against really good teams, that's what we come to Duke for. We want to play the best of the best, and we want these challenges. We're not shying away from it. So I feel like it's been great, and obviously when we get to conference play, teams are going to give us their best effort, and I feel like playing in these tough road environments and just playing against a lot of these great teams is going to help us when we get to conference play too. So it's been great.
I think our team has definitely built confidence, and with a team that's never done it before, well, the only way to build real confidence is to actually do it in a game. And we've done it multiple times in big-time settings with a lot of game pressure on us. And so there's things to learn along the way. Maybe how can we get more separation? But just the reality is you play great teams, you're not always going to be able to get that separation. And so executing in close moments and close games, that's really important.
Cameron Boozer's got it again. Chinyalu defending. Drives him into the paint. Bully ball off the window and in. Cameron Boozer taking over. He's got 29. The lead back to 3.
I think the biggest challenge for us is really you're even though I know each of these guys really well, you don't know the team that well. You don't know, we don't have the continuity yet. So you're going into these environments with really letting the game dictate how you sub, how strategy evolves, and the decisions that you make. And so I think that's the toughest part during this early stretch when you're playing this level of competition. You're still getting to know your own team. And I'll tell you what, for me, I've learned a lot in these 10 games, and I think I have a much better pulse for who we are, where we're going, and then ultimately how can we reach our ceiling of whoever we can be.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house.
Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
Making customers happy. That's my favorite tradition.
Like my sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Now get the best-selling truck in the Carolinas with 0% financing, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for up to 90 days. Only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Let's go, bud. Hurry up. Come on. I'm a baseball dad. Just because I didn't go pro doesn't mean my kid won't. Give me that.
No pressure, kid. Just everyone watching.
Coach says it doesn't matter if you win or lose the game, but that's what losers say. You got to swivel those hips, right? And you got to swing. Four! And if you don't have the right insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
We understand your time is important, and so is how you measure it. You may want a beautiful timepiece that's able to perform under intense pressure. Or you may want a chronograph with unparalleled accuracy and a sophisticated style. At Reed's Jewelers, you'll find the perfect watch to measure your time. Time is the currency of your life. Measure it well.
Yo.
Boozer back at the top. Harris fires a straight on three. Give it to him. Driving right of the lane. Bounces one down low. Knocked away. Stolen by Cameron Boozer. Boozer the other way for the Blue Devils. Lobs one up for Caden. Behind the defense. Puts it up and in with the right hand. Hand off Amenya. 10 to shoot. Amenya probing on the left. Sees one up top. Brown. Down low. Boozer catches. Goes up with the right hand and scores. Bounce pass tipped away. Stolen by the Blue Devils. Foster comes away with it. Comes front court. Foster all the way to the hole to tie the game. Is Foster still looking, throws one in for Boozer, who makes an over the shoulder catch on the right wing. And off to Evans, Duke down one. Evans, right wing, deep three for the lead!
Isaiah Evans with his second three puts Duke up 55-53 as we go under 4 minutes.
Boozer backs down his man, double team comes, kicks it out right wing. Foster for a three, halfway down and in! Blue Devils lead by 6. Fears gets to midcourt. Fears goes all the way to the bucket, puts up the layup. It won't go. The buzzer sounds, and the Blue Devils come on the road and quiet the Spartans in East Lansing. 66-60. It's another top 25 win for the Blue Devils.
The Michigan State game was an electric environment and is difficult of a place to go there and win. And you know, winning at home is incredible. Winning on a neutral site is great, but there's nothing like going on the road. Top 10 team, one of the best coaches ever in Tom Izzo, and for us, we just stayed the course. You know, just stayed the course. And I thought it was two great teams throwing haymakers back and forth. And I thought we were really steady down the stretch. Didn't get too high, didn't get too low, just were steady, followed the game plan of what we were supposed to do. and made enough plays to win. What an experience for us to win, and that's a big deal to get a win there, but then two, to grow and learn from. And without being in that environment, it's hard to put yourself in a position where you can either get exposed in a certain way or you can find something out about yourself in a positive way, which we did.
I think Coach Scheyer have done an unbelievable job just to prepare us for games, for the end of game situations. So I feel like we practice everything we see in the game, and we never get like shocked by the situation. We can really stay steady and understand that we already practiced for this stuff, and we are ready to compete and to win games.
Boozer, center of the floor, starts to drive right. Boozer all the way to the hole for two. Duke down three. Foster comes front court. Boozer, center of the floor, going to fire a deep three. Oh, he got it!
Back-to-back big plays by Cameron Boozer ties the score and quiets the crowd.
We had to battle some adversity in that game. Cam, we didn't get him enough touches and put him in the right position in the first half, and he also responded a great way in that second half. And then for him, Pat, and Malik to be in foul trouble the whole game, that's not something we've experienced so far. And I thought we were able to weather that storm, partly because, the job that, Nick Himenia did coming in that game, he knocked down shots, but I think the best thing he did by far is the way he competed. He defended, he got loose balls, he rebounded, he did everything and really had such a warrior spirit in that game to help us.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Gatorade, created to hydrate better than water. Gatorade, the official sports drink of Duke Athletics.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Turn up the heat on the competition this season with CPI Security, proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Hey, what's up, roomie? I got us some Jersey Mike subs.
Danny DeVito? Are you my freshman roommate?
And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial where the subs matter most. I mean, look how big that is. We can eat that for lunch and for dinner. Hey, we eat that. Hey, who let the rents in? You want a Jersey Mike's?
Introduce us to your new roommate.
Mom, it's Danny DeVito.
That's mine. Don't touch it. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
From the mountains to the coast and everywhere in between, Duke's researchers are working hard for North Carolina. So you can be there for the moments that matter the most. From our labs to the ones you love.
Duke Research saves lives.
What does Coach Scheyer always say about when we make a mistake or something like that? We keep playing, right? So if you do get to great spacing, great. If you see that empty corner ahead, play out of our wide. Okay? Ready? Go. Good. Okay, so perfect. Everyone get a shot. Everyone get a shot. Let's go. Get shots. Okay, perfect. What did we do a great job right there of doing? Huh? Yep, we kept playing. Now, what I would say is everyone run this much harder. Okay? You got it.
I never thought I would be a college basketball coach just based on, the history that I had in the NBA. 8 years in the NBA. I really enjoyed my time. I love the NBA. I think it's one of the best. It's the best basketball in the world. But when I got presented the opportunity from Jon, I just thought it was something I couldn't pass up. And if I did pass it up, it would never come back my way. So just the chance to work at Duke and be a part of Duke basketball was something I just felt like I couldn't pass up.
Well, Evan Brads has been a great addition to our staff. And, I had heard of his name when he was originally with Boston, you know, with the Celtics, and he was with them the first time they went to the championship. And then Will Hardy's a good friend of mine. I follow closely what Will has done, and you know, Evan Brad's, I heard his name, that he'd be that he was a terrific coach, but that he may have some interest in college. And I had a great conversation with Will, raved about Evan, and really the timing could have been more perfect, I think, in Evan's timing in his career, but then also for us with what we needed. And he's got a great way about him. You know, he's got, you know, really good humility, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, understanding what the college game is, and the ability that he has. He's only coached basketball for 8 years, and so his teaching, the techniques, philosophy, totally in line with how we coach and teach. But he's been a great addition. He's wired. He's a hard worker. He's got a great feel for people and a great feel for the game.
This is like random drive and kick, okay? It's the same concept of the closeout game. So I'm here, whatever this is, short, shoot, or drive. We're gonna stay spaced and be ready to shoot the ball.
You know, I started in Boston as basically like a glorified practice dummy. You know, I was just on the court all day with those guys, you know, trying to provide like scout team defense basically. And it was just something I, you know, fell in love with, like being out on the court, and then, you know, players doing those things in the games, you know, was something that I really enjoyed like seeing. So like just trying to help players become the best version of themselves was something that, you know, I was really drawn to. And, you know, for the first, you know, 8 years of my coaching career, that was my main job in the NBA, was just helping players get better. And, you know, there was something to being on the court with them every day at practice, you know, post-practice, pre-practice, whatever it was. And then them having a little bit of success in the game was just something that, you know, provided me a lot of joy.
Well, a big thing for us this offseason was doubling down on having the best player development program in the country. And, you know, we try to put our guys in a position where what we're asking them to do is going to be in line with what a professional team is asking. So why not have somebody that's ran a player development program from one of the 30 teams be able to come install that here, work together with our coaching staff from a coordination standpoint, communication, and then teaching. And so Evan has really brought that to us, elevated what we do, and the other coaches have been terrific with continuing to build on everything that we're teaching and coaching here.
Like when guys go to the rim, go chest to chest. That's why you're doing all that lifting in there. And then the other part, I would say, offensively, transitioning from defense to offense.
Okay.
So we get a rebound. I want you to go. Right. Like, I don't want you to stop right. You'll see some clips on the film. Don't stop right there. Go there, because to be honest with you, whenever you get drafted and whenever you play in the NBA, 80% of your time as a young player, you're going to be spending right there. Yeah. Right? And like, so you might as well just get used to that. Like sprinting the court, and right now, those might be some of the easiest shots you get during a game. You just stand there.
You know, I think it's the history that Duke has, you know, the success they've had, you know, throughout years. You know, growing up, you watch Duke, whether you like them or not, and, you know, some of the success that Jon's had early on in his coaching career here was, again, just something I wanted to be a part of, and something I couldn't pass up. I was probably one of those kids that thought I was going to play forever. You know, unfortunately, my body gave up on me pretty quickly after college, but I got presented with that opportunity in Boston, and it was just something I couldn't pass up. And even at the time, I didn't know if I wanted to coach, but, you know, early on, you know, starting in the G League, I just kind of fell in love with the day-to-day of being a coach, you know, helping players get better. You know, the game planning aspect, you know, the games themselves are obviously great. I just fell in love with it quick. Never thought I would be a coach, but, you know, it's me getting hurt after college was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, and I definitely wouldn't be here without that. Our environment on the day-to-day is great. You know, I think we all work really well together. I think we have a good thing going, and, you know, we have a lot of different, you know, voices on our staff that have a lot of great ideas, and it's just all about coming together and, you know, doing what's best for the team we have right now.
It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
We understand your time is important, and so is how you measure it. You may want a beautiful timepiece that's able to perform under intense pressure. Or you may want a chronograph with unparalleled accuracy and a sophisticated style. At Reed's Jewelers, you'll find the perfect watch to measure your time. Time is the currency of your life. Measure it well.
Thought they were out of style, huh? Well, check their new game day fit. Oh, snap! DirecTV got hot.
That's right. DirecTV is flexing with all those pro and college games at your fingertips. This ain't your dad's cable, son. It's couture.
Thank you. I got this. Catching your favorite teams is easy. Whether it's on live TV or streaming, your games are front and center.
We're talking tailor fit. DirecTV ain't playing.
They're playing football.
Well, yeah, obviously they're playing football, but they knew what I was talking about.
You look ridiculous.
I think you look nice.
Yeah, you look nice, too.
It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you could say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Hear live, out-of-market play-by-play this year with the Varsity Network app. In a truly unique listening experience, capture every moment and all of the drama. Powered by Learfield, the Varsity app delivers the soundtrack of your favorite teams. Access live and on-demand audio broadcasts, plus over 100 official school podcasts for free through the Varsity app. Download the Varsity Network app today.
Duke Basketball 360 with Coach Jon Scheyer.
12 to shoot. Over to the left and Brown. 10 on the timer. Back up top pad. Waiting. Dribbles to the right. Looking back door. Bounced it for Boozer. A three. Got it! A rainbow to give him the lead with 2:05 to go.
I thought the experience of being in one-possession games against Arkansas, Florida, Michigan State, and the way that we handled it was a byproduct of the work we put into in the preseason, starting with our coaching staff and discussing some of these scenarios, but then our players taking these game situations very seriously. And, you know, look, you don't know how you're exactly going to handle it until you're in those moments. But I thought we did some great things. I thought we showed some great toughness when it mattered most. There's some mistakes we made and some things we have to clean up. And then it's important no matter what, when it's one possession, you want to come away understanding the value of just each play within the play and how important it is and how fragile the game is. And I think our guys really felt that and learned that after this three-game stretch. So we've talked about end-of-game situations. Let's take a look at some from the Arkansas game. And it started with the two-man game with Caleb and Cam, and I thought Cam did a great job of being decisive. And he had a great rim attack here. And you know, finishing through contact was a big thing for him, and he did that certainly in that moment. And then Caleb's poise getting in the paint, I think that's another play that's reflective of our player development, and Caleb getting at 2 feet, using his left hand, just really, really a big play and timely play. And then the execution, this was for us coming out of the timeout, and the spacing on the floor is really good around Cam, and it allowed him to be able to attack the paint. And then another three-point play that he earned and deserved. And then it comes times in games where end of clock, it's a one-point game. Cam trusted Caleb to shoot this shot. And then Caleb, all of his work and all the shots that he's taken throughout his whole life, but this offseason paid off in that moment. And now in the Florida game, obviously it's a tie game. And this play starts with the execution off the ball with Isaiah and Cam and gets him a little bit of separation. And that opens up the three-point attempt for him. Another play, it's a one-point game, and, you know, Cam has a strong drive through contact. And this was something for us, you know, really a great two-man action with Isaiah and Cam. We had great spacing off the floor, which helped open this up. And I love the execution. One by Isaiah to set the screen, but then two by Cam, the timing of this pass, and delivers it perfectly right to Isaiah, and then there's no celebration. We're right to the next play of needing a stop. We had no timeouts, and I love the communication here. Switch by Cam and Caleb. Another switch. Another time right there where Isaiah wars over the top, and then Cam and Caleb switch again, which then creates a turnover. Just an incredible play, and then to have the poise for Cam, knowing we're going to get fouled, just to secure the ball. And this last play, Malik, as soon as he tips the ball, the game's over because the clock starts. We trusted him to be on the ball. You just have a feeling that he's going to find a way to make a play there. And then the Michigan State game down the stretch, a bunch of winning plays. It started with our defense and Nick's activity, with deflections. And we want Caleb in that position to then attack the basket. And so turning defense from offense, we need to do that more, but especially in these moments, those are gigantic plays for us. Under out of bounds, the execution, Cam and Isaiah, again, a two-man game, and Cam's screening opens up a wide open three for Isaiah. And then just when you get a chance to take the lead, you get a little separation. We had a great bench the whole way. And then Isaiah had a great drive and a really good two-foot play and pass to Cam. And we made clutch free throws down the stretch. And then just again, the execution, Cam and Isaiah, this time we call it ghosting, where he slips out of the screen and Pat sets another screen and we're loaded up on the help side just in case. And he gets fouled. And it starts with Cam making the pass and then Isaiah being able to execute. And he fouls it up with clutch free throws there. And then the play of the game, really that gave us separation. 20 seconds to go. Cam finds Caleb, same spot on the floor against Arkansas. And he again knocks it in. And then Caleb, for him, he hasn't made his free throws the way he would want. He came to the line and knocked in two massive free throws. And as much as you can make it a two-possession game, that's important. And we did that. Cam fouled out and still found a way to win down the stretch. We absolutely knew these last three games we played against Arkansas, Florida, and Michigan State were going to test us. We knew there were three games you could easily lose all of them. And for us, we didn't even talk about the three-game stretch ever. We actually just talked about one game at a time. And for Arkansas, it was solely focused on them. And then each step is the same thing for Florida and for Michigan State. And at the end of it, we did talk about finishing what's right in front of you. You can't look ahead, you can't look back. And that's, fortunately, if we're in a position in March where you're playing a game, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed the next day, and I thought we approached it that way against Michigan State, Arkansas, and then also Florida, and I thought that really helped us.